Can you dig it?
I can totally dig it because the Bears are 1-0.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Times,
60 digits. Bears post-game edition. Bears take the season over 19-10. We were at the bar, at our favorite bar, neighborhood joint, checking out the game, and it was definitely a tale of two halves, don't you think?
It absolutely was, man. Yeah, well, I don't know about you, but I was making fun of that Matt Nagy never left the building, and he was still calling plays from his headset.
Yep.
That's what it looked like.
Look, the first half was definitely. I couldn't tell if the first half if Getsy was just trying to protect Justin Fields. We were talking about during the game. There was some line shuffling going on in the first half. Tevin Jenkins was in. Tevin Jenkins was out. Tevin Jenkins was in. Lucas Patrick's in. Lucas Patrick's out. We were just trying to figure some things out there, right? And
we were doing the hokey pokey.
Jeffrey, how's it going?
Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around.
I couldn't tell if Getsy was just trying
it's all about.
If he was just trying to protect Justin Fields, or if he was really just
Jenkins in. You put Jenkins out. You put Patrick in.
Skokes, what's going on, brother?
Work it all about. How about them Bears, man? So let's focus on the first half first. Okay, what did you think, guys, about the first half? Anybody? Carl, coach.
I still think Getsy was trying to protect Fields. I think he just didn't get a good sense that the pocket was holding, and I think he was basically just trying to look. They were stacking 8 guys in the box, and they were still calling running plays. And I just think he just felt like.
You think that was protecting Fields, but yet putting the team in a bad place.
Look, what's your choices? Are you trying to win one game, or are you trying to protect your quarterback for the whole season?
You're trying to win game by game, buddy.
Right?
You've got to back up. First half was
Skokes.
Terrible, man.
Look, I'm not doubting that the first half was terrible, but I do think that Getsy was really conservative in the first half, and we didn't have the greatest field position. Our average starting position was our own 14-yard line.
Horribly.
Right?
Conservative, man.
I think he was just more or less trying to make sure that we didn't make it any worse. Or look, Justin also threw that really bad pick in the first half. He threw it in the triple coverage.
No, that was that was terrible, man. Absolutely horrendous, man. The first half was just, you could see right here, punt, interception, punt, punt, punt.
Yeah.
3 plays, 3, 5, 6, 3. They had at the end there 10 plays, but I also think like they took him off of a leash a little bit. Maybe he was able to make some of his own calls at the end. What do you think?
Are we talking about the first half or the second half?
The end of the first half. I felt like the coaching staff was allowing Justin to call some of his own plays with the rushed offense.
Look, part of that was a 2-minute drill. He's got to make those calls in the 2-minute drill. He doesn't have a choice. He's got to make those decisions. He's got to make those calls.
Yeah, so I think he played better. That's when the game started turning, is during those last 4 minutes.
Yeah, look, and again, Skokes, there's probably something to that. Look, the field conditions were, under the circumstances, the field conditions were terrible just because of the rain, but the field held up.
But for both teams.
Yeah.
But for both teams, honestly.
Look, for both teams, yes, right? But Trey Lance of the Niners had a little bit of an advantage, right? Our defense was playing well, but we didn't know what to expect from him either. There wasn't a whole lot of tape either, so we were playing pretty straight up vanilla type things, and we made some good time. Like Skokes saying, we made some great adjustments at halftime, right?
So Trey Lance, 13 for 28, 164 yards. Justin Fields, 8 of 17 for 120 yards. That's passing. And then Fields was 11 for 28 in rushing. Trey Lance, 13 for 54. I don't know what that tells you, really.
Look, most of the runs by Fields, I thought a couple of them were designed runs, right? Lance was more or less kind of scrambling out of the pocket because the pressure was there all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just agree the first half was terrible.
It was
I mean,
terrible.
even a stupid penalty at the end of the half where we get unsportsmanlike conduct for trying to pat down the where the ball's going to be put down for the kick, and we get
Oh,
a 15-yard.
towels. I mean, like, okay, so you got to know that kind of stuff.
Well, look, it's a rookie puncher out there, but Cairo
Yeah, I
Santos
get
didn't
that.
exactly stop him.
Mm-mm. No, I mean,
Cairo
I
Santos was
agree.
actually helping him patting down the towel,
Hey,
right?
in terms of errors that the two teams made, we were blessed to, I think, only have 3 or 4 penalties.
We didn't have. Do you know what that stat was for the final penalties for the game?
I do not know, but it was between 3 or 4 penalties that the
Let me
Bears
look that up
had.
real quick.
Um, this is not the thing I wanted to look at right away, but
Let's look at the stats. Let's see.
this was
No,
early on when he threw that pick. Oh, what the heck, dude!
yeah, look, the pick was terrible. That's all there
It
is
was
to
a,
it. The pick was
it
terrible.
was it was a horrendous pick, man.
Yeah, there's no doubt
And
about it.
then
It was terrible.
and then there's Eddie Jackson getting mowed down.
Look, he was sprinting all the way from the other sideline. I wouldn't exactly say he got blown over. He was trying to come over to make a tackle. It's not
And
like he was going straight up against them.
he did get blown over.
No, he was running all the way from one sideline to the other, dude.
All right. Oh, what is with this garbage, man?
I'm telling you, that play, he was running from sideline to sideline. It's not like he was able to face him
I'm
straight up.
I'm gonna try and get that up again, dude. It was just ugly.
Jeffrey, I respectfully disagree.
I'm gonna stop that for a second, man. What do you say?
Jeffrey says that AJ Jackson got trucked. Did he get run over? Yes, but it's not like he was running straight into him and then he got trucked. He was running from sideline to sideline. Did the best he could to try to make that play.
Oh, you really think so? All right,
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna find that play again, and we're
With
gonna
as
break
much
it down.
football tape as I've
We are
watched.
gonna break it down a little. So that's true. You do watch a lot of tape.
Yeah, take the points in the money line. Money line paid off today. It was like plus. I think last time I checked it was like plus 3 something.
They did introduce Urlacher in the beginning of the game too today. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Yeah, I don't know what they were introducing. It might just get the crowd
Kind of
excited a
hyped
little
up.
bit. I think
Let's
so,
see.
man.
Let's see if I can look at the box score here for the. So the Bears. Let me see if it has penalties here. I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't have the stat box for penalties. But it would be interesting to see. Anyway. All right. So yeah, plus 325
Anyway, dude.
or so. Anyway, so all right, so let's move on to the second half.
The second half was a tale of two halves. Definitely. I mean, like, okay, so the defense, I think, even though they gave up more yards than San Fran's defense, which is not necessarily a bad thing, we did hear that our Bears defense was a defense that was not going to necessarily like give up yards by trying to rush the passer, but they were more along the lines of going to try and shut teams down at the red zone. And I think they did a really good job of doing that. Um, I mean, we did put some pressure on the quarterback, but not a ton. But we did a good job in terms of when it counted.
Oh, the first drive the Niners had in the second half where they drove all the way down, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big deal. Like that was a huge stop. Because if it wasn't for that and they didn't limit them to 3, they would have gone up 14 nothing. Instead, they limited them to the field goal, and it's only 10 nothing at that point. But that was a huge stop at the start of the second half.
Sorry about that.
You agree? Or are you not listening to me again as usual?
No, I was going to try and prove you wrong about the Debo play.
I'm telling you, he ran sideline to sideline.
All right, so we're gonna take a look at it real quick because you are the king or queen I should say, of watching film.
Let's watch the tape.
Because, right? Isn't that what you do?
So where's it? He's starting right in the middle of the field.
Where is he here?
Right there, right there. That's Eddie Jackson.
Oh, that's
right
him
there.
right there. And he's got to go that. He didn't start all the way over here.
It's
All
not
right,
like
here
he
we go.
started right in front of him. Watch.
Yeah, you said across the field.
He
buddy.
did go across the field.
That's halfway. It's not even across the field.
It's not like he was on that side of the
Oh,
field
my
and then he was facing him
God.
straight up. Watch. Roll the play.
There he
See?
is.
He's running sideline to sideline. It's not like he was going straight up against them. He ran sideline to sideline.
All right, buddy. He did. He was sideline to sideline, but I'm just saying you said across the entire field.
Listen, it was still going
You need
across
to
the
get.
field.
You need to get your stuff together, buddy. You need to be more accurate. All right. So, what did we say the score was going to be, guys?
I said 31-17.
I said 21-17.
It would have been close. I would have been 10 points closer had Carlos Santos didn't miss 2 extra points.
I would have been right on the money for 21 if Santos would have had those.
Would you say 21-17? Is that what you thought?
I did say that, yeah. And I said we were going to have 2 picks. Nice job, Storm.
I called the
Me and Storm are going to be more and more alike.
I called the
Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson pick.
And I will have to roll back the tape. You asked me that on the show, and I said Eddie Jackson and Brisker. I don't think that was you at all.
We were sitting at the bar, and I said Trey Lance is going to throw an interception in this one.
You did say that, but I'm talking about pre-game.
Okay.
Our last game, buddy.
All right. Well,
So
anyway,
what'd you think about our receiving core? Like in the first half, I was like, they did nothing to help Justin Fields.
he didn't have any time to throw.
And this playbook stinks.
He had no time to throw.
All we did was run the ball right into.
He had no time to throw the ball.
Yeah. Okay. So great. Okay. So in the second half, they did a good job of adjusting, and they were rolling them out exactly like we were talking about at the bar. So why didn't they do that earlier in the first half?
If it wasn't for that,
that's what I'm saying.
Listen, if it wasn't for that broken play where they scored the first touchdown,
Shanger,
right?
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't run that play, who knows where the offense confidence would have been. But after they made that play, like they were firing off the ball. Getsy opened the playbook a little bit because we had the Niners on their heels a little bit. They weren't quite as
opened up
aggressive.
The playbook. He should have done it sooner. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, later, Skokes. Thanks for checking in. Look, all I'm saying is that the first half.
All I'm saying.
First half, he didn't open up the playbook like he should have. If it wasn't for that one broken play, who knows if he would have opened up even more. Justin Fields made a great play on that touchdown to get out of a sack, scrambled out to his left, turned around, found the guy wide open on the right side of the field, and the guy scored a touchdown.
Great. Here, I'm going to show it real quick here. As long as you don't.
As
long as we don't get dinged again.
Yeah. Look,
here we go.
He made a great play to get out of this.
Yep.
But that was a play still in the pocket. It wasn't like that was a designed rollout.
That is true.
And that was a great block by Aquaminius.
Aquaman, you mean?
Aquaminius.
It is Aquaman to you, buddy.
Okay. Well, it was still a great play. And he had a touchdown catch later in the game also. So
but our receiving is not good. Like but I don't know that for certain. I know we're saying they're to trash, but they did get open that second half when we opened up the playbook a little bit. I mean, like I don't even know if I wonder how many passing plays they literally had in the first half. It wasn't a lot.
Okay. Deebo Samuel had 2 catches for 14 yards today. Do we all agree that he was probably the best receiver on the field today?
He certainly was, and he had a lot more yards than that. So how much?
He went 2 for 14. He had 52 yards rushing.
Well, right? That's what I think. That's what I saw more than the passing.
But he had. So if he's only catching 14 yards as a receiver, I think that also speaks to also the conditions. Also, Mike, what's going on, brother? Yeah, look, I think that the conditions played into it too. Yeah, Komet, I don't know what the heck happened to Komet either today. Komet
Yeah,
like disappeared.
yeah, I saw Ryan Griffin. I thought I saw Ryan Griffin more involved than I did Komet.
I'm sure they had more plays designed for Komet. They just either wasn't open
I'm just
or
thinking
Fields was scrambling for his life.
I'm guessing Ryan Griffin is more involved with the short game and running game, and that's why we saw him a lot more in that first half. But yeah, you're right. I didn't see him at all in terms of passing.
So how much do you think uh the field, right, and the weather conditions, right? I mean, how much can we really tell? It's only one game, but how much can we really tell about this team if you factor in the conditions, the weather, and the field?
Wait, I don't know. The second half when it was the Bears actually, if you saw the play with Pettis and
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman, there you could repeat his name again just to feel better.
Aquaminius.
Thank you. The weather was a non-issue. It wasn't raining at all. So maybe it was an issue. Maybe that we were lucky to have no rain at the time that we scored those two passing plays.
But I'm just talking about the game and overall, like the like. Okay, the
I was trying
field
to
held
t-
up.
I was trying to tell you, dumb
Okay, go
folk.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so besides those two plays, I think it did impact the players' footings, their routes. So your score probably would have been pretty solid if the weather wasn't a factor. So I was kind of giving you props.
So can we really? I mean, we won, which is the ultimate goal, right? I mean, can we really like get a read of this team after today, other than their heart and that they really stuck to the hits principles and the defense was good. I mean, how much can we really take away from this game?
A lot, actually. I think even okay. So honestly, both. I mean, because we've done this before with Bears teams when they've played in harsh weather and they can't pass, but yet the other teams can pass fine. They both played in the same kind of conditions, so I think we could speak volumes that the Bears can compete with some of the best. I mean, this team, the 49ers, made almost won the championship, right?
They made it to the NFC Championship last year.
Yes. So our predictions are kind of looking good right now.
Well,
Eight
we were
and
right
nine
on
for
this one.
me. 8-9 for me. 9-8 for you, buddy.
Yeah, one game closer, right?
It is a top 10 defense, Storm. It's better than last year's defense. One. Our offense, if we limit the errors and get more turnovers, we're going to be a better team than we were last year. So better than 6-11. I don't know about 7-10.
Well, all right. So I don't think you can gain much from the offense today. I really don't think you can get a good read of the team from the offense today. The defense, I think what you're going to see from the defense is that under the conditions, they played a solid game, right? They touchdown, and you played the sound. There's our copyright ban right there.
I know. I'm literally trying not to, man.
There's our copyright ban right there.
Right here we go. This is the Aquaman touchdown. That
was the Aquaman touchdown.
I give up.
This is why we can't do this live. We're gonna have to prepare for.
I literally give
right?
up.
But look, I think the defense. The biggest thing I was impressed with the defense was the fact that they seemed to really apply the hits principle. They seemed to be very solid overall. I thought Brisker,
8-9.
Brisker played a great game, and Gordon played a great game. And we talked about it. Ed Jackson showed up today with that big interception.
He got smoked on the one play though.
And it seems like the offensive line was able to get pressure without having to blitz today. Don't you think?
The defensive line, right?
Yeah, without even really blitzing at all. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Dominique Robinson had that one nice sack. We got some good. We collapsed the pocket, which was good, which limited Trey Lance's time, and I think he felt rushed. And I think this is why we thought they would beat the 49ers with Trey Lance being a rookie, not having a lot of time last year, and that Fields had almost a whole year of experience. So I think that boded well for the Bears.
So look, Storm, my point here is that
I
the
agree with
defense,
Storm.
look, the point I'm trying to say here is that we heard all week from the Bears players they were looking forward to opening up the offense and opening the playbook. They didn't. So that's where I don't think you can make a fair evaluation yet based on this game because of the conditions. Their playbook was limited, period, because of whatever issues, offensive line, whatever the case was. Defense, I thought just look, it played solid. You just have to play it straight up. Whatever calls you make, they only gave up 10 points.
We did
Right?
get excited about the Pringle.
Yeah, Pringle made a great play. Right?
He did make a good play, man. It was a good pass too.
But I think
They
like
did
we
not
talked
open
about,
they didn't open it up. You're
if the
right.
conditions were a little bit better, right? If it wasn't raining as
Maybe.
hard, maybe they would have opened it up a little bit more. Right?
We're making excuses.
Storm, you know it's me you're talking to, right? I'm not Vic. I'm not trying to fight with you, but normally you disagree with Vic, and normally it's not me. But I
No,
respect that.
our relationship has been getting better, me and Storm.
I respect
so
that.
like I think it's more along the lines that you're just becoming a nuisance.
I guarantee you next week in Green Bay, Getsy's going to open up the playbook.
All right, so let's talk about next week. Who thinks that the Bears are going to beat the Packers at Lambeau Field? It's not happening, Carl.
I do.
It's not happening. All right, I'm going to give you $20 if the Bears win.
Sweet. I'll take your money.
And you're going to give me 50 if the Packers win.
Well, they're not looking really good right now against the
fair deal, buddy.
Right now against the Vikings, they're not looking very good at all.
And how is your fantasy team doing, guys?
I don't know.
There?
What is my
your team is beating me 83-73. Me and Carl are playing side by side.
We're going head to head this week.
Yeah.
So,
but he had Stephon Diggs, and I conned myself into get Allen Robinson.
Oh, Edwards-Helaire already has 15 points. My running back, which is pretty sweet. So, anyway,
I don't see them beating Lambeau too. Now, if the Bears win next week and they're 2-0, man, I'm going that they're on the road to above 500 and possibly making the wild card. They still have the weakest schedule, and to start off 2-0 would be a great start for them.
Jeffrey Vickhead does have Allen Robinson on his team.
Mm-hmm.
So, moment of silence for Allen Robinson, or a missing persons report. Has anyone seen Allen Robinson out in the Los Angeles area? Has anyone seen him?
He's not there, man.
Maybe the number change is really affecting him. So,
no, I think he's going to make a comeback against Atlanta next week. So we're all good.
All right. Well, anyway, so okay, Bears win. End of the day, Bears win, right? And it's a good start, right? It'll be interesting to see over the next couple of days, how they prepare for Green Bay. If Lucas Patrick's going to be okay,
we need Karros to kick better. We need to see Velas back and maybe getting some better field percentage.
And hopefully Jalen Johnson isn't hurt too bad.
Thank God, man. He actually has a cramp. He came back in the game.
Okay. Thanks for that medical report from the sideline, Vic.
No problem. You just missed that. You were drinking your Sprite.
I miss a lot of things. So
you were getting like a cold, what do you call it, in your brain?
Yeah.
Too much ice.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jenkins has to start at right guard. I think that's good. I think I'm glad they didn't make the change and they didn't start Patrick out there. And look, we talked about this, Vic. I like the idea that they took him out for a couple of series, that they replaced Jenkins with Patrick for a couple of series.
Yeah, you were pretty excited about benching a rookie on the first game. Yeah.
He's not a rookie.
All right, second-year rookie.
He played last year.
You were still excited about that.
I think it was good. I think it sent a message. Look, you got
It's
to play
always
better.
it's always good to bench a rookie on the first game. It helps
He's
their psyche right
he's
away.
not a rookie.
He barely played last year, Punk.
He's not a rookie,
He's basically a rookie. He played
right?
what 2-3 games last
No,
year.
Patrick did not start. Patrick
He
started
he did
was on the
not.
bench. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the same. Mustafa started at center. Jenkins started at guard, but it was
but
like the second or
obviously,
third series that they replaced him with
yeah. And I guess
Patrick.
his hand must be good enough. I mean, we didn't see anybody out there with a cast or any kind of protective glove. I was kind of surprised by that.
Nope, nothing at all. So
So that I mean that was good.
yeah,
All right, so
that's good.
let's focus on 3 positive digits out there. Who would you say were the 3 most important people on the Bears for this win? Anybody, not Carl. Anybody not named Carl.
I don't get to answer this one.
Go ahead. It's actually for you.
1, 6, and 9.
I would totally say 9.
Fields,
6.
Brisker,
Brisker for sure. For sure. I don't know, man. 6 and 1. I guess you're going to have to say Fields. One Fields. You know what? Fields had some in the beginning of the game. You had some really good dumps. I mean, he had a nice. Did you see the one he did a sidearm and then he did a little dig to who's our tight end we just mentioned, man, Ryan Griffin, that got called back, which was just a weird play in itself that they challenged a 3-yard play. Right? So okay, so
yeah.
Fields and Brisker for sure. And I don't know how you can't say Eddie Jackson. You got to pick. I would pick Eddie Jackson on that.
I'll still go with Gordon and Brisker.
Okay, so why Gordon Brisker? Because you should tell everybody like why.
They were all over the field.
Herbert.
Every time you saw
Yes.
they were
Amen,
literally all
bro.
over the field.
They
I'm trying to see
were.
if I can pull up that stat.
Every running play, they were on top of the ball. They were, yeah. So when they talk about the hits principle, I think that is excellent. Other than the fact that there were a few bizarre penalties against us.
But look,
including the towels.
Some of the other ones that you guys are mentioning, Robinson definitely, I think is good. Khalil Herbert, I think, is also a good option. Also, can't really complain with either one of those. So,
I agree. I would say those are good 5 or 6.
I'm trying to pull up the defensive. Let's see here. Kyler Gordon had 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Jaquan Brisker had 4 tackles.
Can you share that with us?
Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Don't just like keep it to yourself, man.
I shared it with the class. Let's see.
If I angle my glasses this way, I might be able to see it. If I go like this, if I go something like this, I might be able to see my screen.
There's the stats right there.
Oh, that's much better. Maybe I'll get like a magnifying glass to see that.
So Roquan led the team with 9 tackles. Robinson had 7. Vildor, Morrow.
Storm might be right on Herbert.
Right. Let's look at the offensive stats here for rushing. Well, Herbert led the team in rushing. 45 yards.
He had better yards per carry than everybody.
Trey Lance did not have a touchdown pass today. So receiving, Pettis had 51. What was that stat you pulled up? This was like the 4th longest opening day touchdown pass the Bears have had.
It was like a 50-yard touchdown to Pettis, and it was the 4th longest touchdown pass in Bears history for the first game.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's kind of pathetic, actually. Think about it, but
Brisker had 1 fumble recovery.
the Bears just generally stink at offense for basically their whole history.
Yeah.
So it would be nice after the season that we get some like burners out there. I want to see Velas back in this lineup and Pringle completely healthy. See what we can do.
Yeah. It'll be nice once we get Velas out there.
And no bad weather. He's 4th on the receiver list though.
Yeah.
On the depth
Storm,
chart.
I totally agree, Storm, with your statement. I think Herbert, because Montgomery is more of a, I don't know, slasher, where Herbert's more north and south. Like he just hits the hole and he just runs through it. So I'm glad they gave him an opportunity to run in that touchdown in the 4th quarter. So, all right. So anyway, Bears win today, 19-10.
Looking for the Sox game next, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So everyone, thanks for tuning in for our Bears post game today. We do appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified of future episodes. We'll be back this week with more Bears content and back on Wednesday for Wildcard Wednesday. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Love
and digits.